Alright, good afternoon students. So today we are going to review through our two books that we've learned last week. Let us start off with The Big Mess first, okay? So as usual, we are going to go through the words that we have already learned in this chapter. Alright, so starting with the first one, okay, as you can see, we have lift, okay? Lift, alright, followed by the, egg, sick, was, dump, camp, help, best, snug, milk, well, fell, felt, two. Alright, so these are the words that we have already went through during our last few chapters, okay? Alright. So now that we are done with that, let us move on to the big mess, alright? So starting off the first page, we have the pig fell in the mud, right? The pig fell in the mud. The pig was stuck in the mud, okay? The pig was stuck in the mud. Alright, so the first sentence we have the pig fell in the mud, followed by the pig was stuck in the mud. Okay? Alright, so let me first write down some of the words that you should already know. Okay? And that is the word fell, F-E-L-L, as well as your mud, right? Your stuck and your mud. Okay? F-E-L-L, fell, means to fell on the floor, right? To fall on the floor. Okay? So the meaning of fall is, imagine this is a person, okay? It is walking. And when I say the person fall or fell, okay? Yes. That is called fall, okay? That is called fall. Alright? Okay, stuck. Do you still remember the meaning of stuck? Alright? Stuck means you remain in a place and you cannot get out of the place, okay? Because you are stuck. Alright? And we also have the word mud. Remember the story on the mud hut? Yes, alright? So this, the brown color one, is the mud. Alright? Okay, so that we are done with these three words already, right? Okay, so let us move on to the next page. Okay? Alright, so on the next page, we can see Liz went to get the pig from the mud, right? Liz went to get a pig from the mud. Okay, so nothing new, alright? Liz is the name of the girl, and she tries to get the pig out of the mud, right? Okay, so the next page, Nick went to help Liz. Nick went to help Liz, alright? So Nick is the name of the boy, right? Liz was big, Nick was not big, okay? So as you can see in the picture, Nick is the small boy here, and he's quite small, right? Whereas Liz, the girl here, is bigger compared to Nick, okay? So that is the big and not big, okay? Alright, so nothing hard here. The next page. But Liz fell in the mud, okay? Liz fell in the mud. Liz was stuck. Okay, so Liz fell in the mud and Liz was stuck, okay? Alright. So Liz sent Nick to get help, right? Liz sent Nick to get help. So after Liz was stuck in the mud, Liz asked Nick for help, right? Okay. So on the next page, Nick got Ted to help. Nick got Ted to help. So Ted is the name of this person here, right? Okay, so Ted went to help Liz and the pig. Okay, Ted went to help Liz and the pig. Alright, but we all know that Ted fell into the mud as well, right? Okay, so as you can see on the first sentence, but Ted fell in the mud, okay? Ted fell in the mud. Ted was stuck. Ted fell in the mud and Ted was stuck. Alright, so Nick went to get Sam to help. Nick went to get Sam to help. So upon Ted helping Liz and the pig, Ted got stuck in the mud as well, okay? So now Nick goes to Sam and asks for help, right? Okay. Alright, so Sam went to help Ted and Liz and the pig. Okay, Sam went to help Ted and Liz and the pig, okay, to get up from the mud, okay? So Sam went to help Ted and Liz and the pig to get up from the mud, okay? Alright, so, but as you know, Sam got stuck as well, right? So Sam was stuck in the mud as well, okay? Alright, so on the next page, next, Nick went to get Meg. Nick went to get Meg, alright? Okay, so Meg went to help Sam and Ted and Liz and the pig to get up from the mud, alright? But Meg fell in the mud too, okay? She fell in the mud too. Meg was stuck, okay? Meg was stuck, okay? Alright, so can you still remember? Okay, let me show you the picture first. Okay? Can you still remember who did Nick ask for help next? Who did Nick ask for help next? Okay, so the answer is Mom, Dad, Rex, and Jen, right? Mom, Dad, Rex, and Jen. Okay? So Nick went to get Mom and Dad and Rex and Jen, okay? The four of them, okay? Mom, Dad, Rex, and Jen. Alright? So on the last page, Nick and Mom and Dad and Rex and Jen, okay, got Meg and Sam and Ted and Liz and the pig from the mud, okay? It was a big mess. It was a big mess. Alright, so at the end of the story, Nick and Mom, Dad and Rex and Jen, alright, got Meg and Sam and Ted and Liz and the pig from the mud. It was a big mess. So that will wrap up the end of the story, okay? That will wrap up the end of the story. Alright, so let us look at the words that we have that we should know for the topic, okay? So we have the three words here: fell, stuck, and mud. We also have the word pig, of course, right? Pig. Alright, as well as help. And let me see, sent. Okay? Alright? So sent is the past tense of send. Okay? Alright, if you do not know the meaning, you can try to Google. Alright? Try to Google the meaning, okay? But sent is the past tense of send. Okay? Alright, so that will be it for your story on the big mess, okay? Hope that you guys are familiar with it already, okay? Alright, so let us now move on to story number 6, okay, on the sick dog. On the sick dog. Okay, so let us take a look at what we have here. So as usual, we are going to go through the words that we have already went through, right? The words that we already know. Alright, starting with the first one, fun. Okay? Fun. Jump. jump, stuck, stuck, from, mess, mess, box, box, help, help, snug, snug, bug, bug, have, off, off, went, the, mud, best. Alright? So that are the words that we have already learned, okay? So let's now move on to the story itself, okay? Alright, so who can remember the name? Okay, let me cover the words here. Who can remember the name of the dog? Can you remember the name of the dog? What's the name of the dog again? Okay, 3 seconds to recall. What's the name of the dog? Alright. Okay, so the name of the dog is Buff, right? Buff. The name of the dog is Buff. Alright? So Buff was sick. Okay, Buff was sick and I was sad. Buff was sick and I was sad. Alright? So we have two new words here. Sick and sad. Alright? S-I-C-K, sick, and S-A-D, sad. Okay? So can you remember what is the opposite word for sad? Okay, so what is the opposite word for sad? Alright, it is happy, right? It is happy, right? Okay, let me use another color to denote the opposite meaning, okay? So, like that, okay? Happy. Alright? So, the opposite meaning of sad is happy, right? It's happy, okay? And another word for happy is glad, right? G-L-A-D, glad. Okay? So, can you remember that in the story of Tom Cat and Jim Rat, we have went through the word glad before, alright? Can you still recall? So you look at the last page for Tom Cat and Jim Rat, we can see the word glad here, right? Glad, okay? G-L-A-D, okay? G-L-A-D. So remember, I've told you that the word glad has the same meaning as happy, right? The word glad has the same meaning as happy. And the opposite meaning of happy is sad. Okay, so conversely, you can also say that the opposite meaning of glad is also sad. Alright? Okay? Quite easy, right? Okay, let's get back to the story, okay? So Buff was sick and I was sad, okay? I was sad. Okay, so imagine your pet getting sick, okay? And your pet will no longer move and jump, right? And of course you will be sad, right? Okay. So Buff did not run, Buff did not jump, Buff was still, okay? Buff did not run, Buff did not jump, and Buff was still. Okay, so 3 new words here, and that is run, jump, and still. Right? Run, jump, and still. I'm sure that you know what is the word jump, right? And you know what is run. So what is the meaning of the word still? Can you still recall? Okay, so the meaning of still is to stand still and not to move. Okay, so for example, okay, right now you can see my hand moving, right? So my hand is moving, or rather my arm is moving. Okay, so you see, I'm moving, right? So if I were to stand still, alright, So okay, this is moving, right? So if I were to stand still, it will be like that. Okay, so I will no longer move. Okay, I'll freeze. I'll no longer move. Okay, that is the meaning of the word still. Okay, so to stay still means to stop moving. Alright? Okay. So on the next page, I got Buff on the bed. I got Buff on the bed. Okay? I sat with Buff. I sat with Buff. Okay, I sat with Buff. I held him. I held him. Alright? Okay? Buff was not well. Buff was not well. Buff felt hot. Buff was not well and Buff felt hot. Alright, so just looking at the first sentence, we have not well, right? N-O-T-W-E-L-L with a space in between, okay? So not well has the same meaning as which one? Okay, can you guess which one? Alright, so the answer is, of course, sick, right? Sick. So the meaning of sick and not well is the same, okay? So you can either say you are not well or you are sick, okay? So both the words have the same meaning, alright? Okay. Alright, so Buff felt hot, right? Hot. Remember the word hot? Hot is a feeling, right? Hot is a feeling. So when you are hot, right, it is not a good thing, huh? It signifies that you are either sick and you are not well, right? So you need to go to the doctor, right, when you are not well. Alright? So Buff felt hot. Buff felt hot. Alright? I had to get the vet. I had to get the vet. Okay? So the word vet, V-E-T, right? V-E-T. Vet is the doctor for animals, right? It's a doctor for animals. So the word vet, V-E-T, is the doctor for animals. Okay? So I got the vet and I told him to fix Buff. I got the vet and I told him to fix Buff. Okay? So I go to the vet and I tell him to help me to fix Buff. Alright? So of course the vet will give me some medicine, right? I'll give me some medicine in the form of pills for Buff to eat, okay? So as you can see here, the vet had pills for Buff. The vet had pills for Buff. Alright? Buff had to have 10 big pills. Buff had to have 10 big pills. Okay? So the vet gave me some medicine for Buff to eat, right? And the medicine is the pills here. Okay? Pills here. So pills, P-I-L-L-S. Pills. Alright? And Buff got to eat the pills, right? And not just 1 or 2, but 10, right? 10. So Buff got to eat 10 pills, alright? There's a lot of pills, okay? So you see, pills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So Buff got to eat all the 10 pills, okay, in one go, right? Okay. So Buff had the pills in his milk, alright? Buff had the pills in his milk. So I take the pills, and I put them, okay, into Buff's milk, right? Into the milk. And Buff ate his pills from there. Okay? The vet told Buff to sit still. The vet told Buff to sit still. Okay? So the word still again, S-T-I-L-L. Okay? S-T-I-L-L. Okay, the one that we have already went through. Buff was not to run and jump. Okay? Buff was not to run and jump. So as you can see in the picture, Buff wants to run and jump, right? But can he do it? No, because he is sick, right? He is sick, so he cannot run and jump. Okay, so I sat on the bed. I sat on the bed. Okay, I kept a hand on his back. I sat on the bed and I kept a hand on his back. I got the next pill for Buff, right? I got the next pill for Buff. Buff had the pill in his milk. Buff had the pill in his milk. So over here, it is time for Buff to take his medicine again, right? So the boy here went to get the pills for Buff, okay? And as usual, he puts the pills into the milk, alright? For Buff to eat, okay? So after eating the pills, Buff got well, right? So Buff got well. I felt glad, okay? So the word glad appears again, okay? G-L-A-D, alright? Glad. So again, the meaning of glad is happy, right? So when you are glad, you are happy, okay? Alright, and the opposite meaning of the word happy is the word sad, okay? So always think of the words like that, okay? And you can remember them better, alright? Okay, so I felt glad. Buff is the best pal I have, okay? Buff is the best pal I have. Can you remember what is the meaning of the word pal? P-A-L, okay? P-A-L. What is the meaning of the word pal? Can you still remember? Alright, so last lesson, I told you that the word pal has the same meaning as the word friend, right? Friend. F-R-I-E-N-D, friend, okay? So, if I say, you are my best friend, I can also say, okay, you're my best pal, right? So, conversely, I can also say, you are my best pal, okay? And that is equal to my best friend, right? So, pal and friend can be used interchangeably. Alright, so that will be it for your story on the sick dog, as well as the story on the big mess. Okay, so I hope that you can try to be familiarized with all these words. Okay, with all these words. Okay, make sure you know how to pronounce the word. Okay, and you know the meaning of the words. Okay, it's important. It's important for you to know the meaning of the words as well as how to pronounce the words. Okay, so that in the future, when you read through the book, you have a better understanding. You'll get a better picture of what the book is trying to say. Alright? Okay, so let's take a break here.